You guys are having an amazing Sunday so far. I am coming on a little bit early. Wanted to change it up a little bit, come on a little bit early. We've got some exciting things happening in the world of the stock market, stimulus, CPAC. A lot of big things are happening. So I thought I'd jump on a little early. Plus my little ones are asleep, so taking advantage of that. And I would love to go and take a nap too. No lie. Would love a little bit of a nap. So, going to see if we can make that happen. As well, oh my goodness, see, I'm tired. I forgot what I was doing in trying to share so that we can alert people. I know a lot of times people want it on Twitter and also on Facebook, so I try to share it out fairly easily. We've got some good things to talk about. And let's just put this up here. It always cracks me up. I don't know when it's going to take my picture for the cover shot before, and it's really funny because it does it and it's just a random picture. So it makes me laugh. All right. Hey, Terry. Thank you for joining me early. All right. Let's see. Whew. I'm tired today. Are you guys tired? Excited that the CMT level 2 book. You are first today, Terry. Congratulations. I like the little contest too. It's fun. All right. So I've got TradingView, just waiting for that to open up. And Terry, what are you going to do with stimulus if you get it? If you qualify for stimulus, what are you going to do with it? Evening, Chris. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm gonna put this on Sunday. I wanna hear what people are doing with their stimulus if they get it. There we go. All right, you're gonna trade it. I might say buy some silver. We'll talk about silver. We'll talk about all the good things that could be happening with it. We'll look at Bitcoin as well. We'll look at the cryptos. That might not be a bad space as well to sort of convert it over. I think we'll likely see a big giant run in crypto actually when those checks go out. That's what has happened in the past. We've seen a spike in the market and we've seen a spike in crypto. So I'm just deleting stuff out here. I will leave Riot. We'll put Riot up here. Get rid of these from last week. You do need to buy some silver. Did you see the video, Terry? I am not gonna lie, I bought some more this weekend. The stock market's closed, so I've been buying physical silver, right? Why not? We're always traders at heart, trading and looking for that good investment. Wow, look at how low Bitcoin is, 43. Ooh, it might be a nice time to buy on Bitcoin. Let's check that out and let's see too. All right, so let's show you my list for today. If you guys want to take a picture. Yeah, you saw it. So what? My silver? I didn't post my silver, did I? I don't think so. Oh, Bitcoin. Got it. So on the potential longs today, Apple, Domino's, Fisker, Groupon, Caesar, potential shorts, ENVN, FOCS, VSTA, TA, KAMN. Short volumes, and then potential swings, TLT, Tesla, PSLV, BGI, Berks, that also makes silver and gold products, and WW. All right, so I'll pull that back down here. All right, let's add these on. Apple, I might already have that up there, so it might not pop up. Fisker. Sounds like a video game, huh? All right, and then my potential longs, Tesla. If you have one that you want me to add onto the list, go ahead and shout it out. I will put it on and we will check it out. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I cut my hair today myself. You guys know me by now. I pretty much do a little bit of it all, right? So yeah, I cut, here, I'll put it back to the big screen. So I cut some layers into it and blew it out, but it needs some conditioning. It's a bit dry, so I like it. Definitely better. It needed a cut. All right, so let's go look at SPY right now. All right, let's put the 24-hour on the left and 45-minute on the right. And this orange line right here that we bounced off of, potentially very influential. This was the bottom in March, the bottom in October, and then the bottom for February. Look at this crazy volume. Now, what do we have that's going on? You know what? I don't really like SPACs except for day trading. Nice DC fill. PLTR. Yeah, we'll put PLTR on there. What I don't really like about SPACs is they are a blank check. They are raising money for no business that they already have. It's projected. They are companies projected to invest in another company, and they have up to 2 years to complete that investment. So do I still have iSun? Yeah, we can. Yeah, I still have some shares of iSun. I also still have some shares of Quanta. So I'm watching it. I'm not going to just sell. It's a 1 million float. So it's super, super volatile for iSun. So, all right. So looking at this crazy high volume here, we were at the upper bound of this wedge. And then we bounced off of this trend line. When we go and look at that on the 45-minute chart, you see we were pretty darn close. 37.72, 37.23. I'm going to turn down that volume on the music a little bit. It's kind of bothering me. So I don't know if it's bothering you guys, but it's a little loud for me. Okay, better. So I like this in that we saw a bit of a bounce right here. This has been an area of consolidation. We have the news of the stimulus being passed by the House, but not the Senate yet. So this could result in a big bounce on Monday. Everybody's excited. Yay, we're going to get stimulus checks. Everybody, yeah, we're going to go buy in the market. We're going to turn that money like we did in the past, up and up and up and up and up, right? So that could result in a giant bounce. The big guys could have known that that was going to pass, bought in, and they could be taking it up. So looking at this for Monday, I would look to see if we go below 378.20 or above 383.80 on that shorter term. I would be watching that to see where are we and what are we going to do. Even, you know, a little bit more up here, 387. If we close above 387, I think we're likely going to see 4,000 for the SPX. Let's look at the Qs. Qs bounced very nicely, and the Qs came to a double bottom area pretty much. I'm not sure if I hear a crying child, so we'll go through this pretty quickly. But we found a resistance area that flipped to be support. Almost hit this here on the 23rd. 25th, we hit it and bounced, and then 26th, we bounced on it. So 2 times it has acted as support. So keeping that in mind to look for that to hold next week, I would still hold these levels. I would look to see, hey, are we going to go above 317.40 or are we going down below 310.50? Right now we bounced, so I like that. I like that the Qs have been super strong. Dow Jones as well, we pulled back. We bounced off of the 50 simple moving average. We tend to pull back down to the 425 or 200 and then bounce, but the Dow Jones has really been the strongest and had a nice little reversal, and we hit this trend line as well. This is a bit of a megaphone, so we went up above, came down, hit the trend line, also the 50 simple moving average. Volume came in right there, pretty much the same as right here. So if everybody sold there, they bought here, likely, not guaranteed, but likely, and we had big volume here. I hear a child either crying or singing, not sure which, and had big volume on this candlestick at close. So I would look for 315. Hello, Asaph. above 315 or below 309. All right, the Russell had a bit of a correction. However, it looks as if it's coming back down. Maybe this is going to come back down to 211. It depends really on if we pop on Monday with that stimulus, right? That news many times has really proven for the market to move to the upside. I got to clean up my trend lines over here. What is this one? Okay, so this was the highs of just before that break. So we might see that that will pull down to, mommy's senses are tingling. Yeah. Not sure whether it's crying or singing. Sometimes they sound the same, right? All right, and we'll look at Apple. I do have Apple on my long list as well. It's the first one on my potential long list. I like it because of the bounce that we had. There we go. You see, we had this nice bounce, and look at the volume. Higher volume this day when we bounced off of here, a little bit higher here and a little higher here. So I would really watch for a break above 125. If we can get above 125.80, and I would do 120. Pulling it in closer for the more aggressive trade, for a day trade, I would put it here, 121.25, and I would tighten this up to 124.50. All right, 121.25 and 124.50. Does have 16.9 billion in the float and 41% short volume. All right, any thoughts on why Cathie Wood's ARK's getting hit harder than the Qs? Well, she does invest into a lot of green energy stocks, right? They all took a beating last week, and that they might have been taking a beating to end up having more people buy into it. PLTR had a nice little bounce to it. We'll check it out. All right. So we'll look at Microsoft as well, another major. So this one pulled back again to that 50 simple moving average, and it's been bouncing. So once we take out 234, likely a continued move to the upside. So I'd watch this on the bigger term, like on the bigger picture. Actually 235 I would look for right there. So that this could be consolidating right here. If we break above that 2, then I would look for 242 as the first target if we break above 235. All right, Amazon. Amazon came down to an important line right here, and it seems the 200, we are now up above the 200. What's up, Jane? Love the blue on the NSX. Thank you, William. Yeah, it's very exciting. Getting unwrapped tomorrow. So we'll get to see it in full glory, and then hopefully be able to drive it home Friday. But we'll see. It depends on the weather. We just got pummeled with another 6 inches of snow, so we're not driving it in the 6 inches of snow. All right, so Amazon would watch 30.25, and oops, it's on the upper bound up here. I would look for 31.20 for that to be tested. You can see it came up and it curled down, or 30.25. You guys are gonna get to know a little bit more personal stuff about me coming out this week. Some struggles that I've been dealing with that probably other people have too. So keep your eyes peeled for Wednesday, and also on, what do you guys like? If I put out my videos, my second video on Fridays or on Saturdays? Maybe on Saturdays, I think. They're more personal stuff. All right, so I would look for those levels, 30.25 and 31.25. Tesla, this is on my swing list for this week. As long as we can stay above 660, I like this. I would look for that break above 742. However, we have this orange trend line here. You see right here, this is more extreme the past couple of days. So I'd watch for break above 720. Saturday? Okay, cool. I'll change it to Saturdays then. So it looks as it's actually 715 would be a good level to watch right here. Thank you. 715, crossing up. All right, so 715, and then real confirmed reversal above 742. So that's what I'll be watching, 660 and 715. Thanks, Asif. Oh, it's easy. I get them set up and scheduled, William. I've learned about scheduling. It helps to make my life that much easier. And let's check out gold and silver. So gold took a beating, might be interesting down here at 160. And then when it breaks back up above up here, 165. Other than that, we're definitely in a downward trend right now. We've broken out of this little wedge and broken down. Now, is this going to be a little bit of a seller's exhaustion right here? You see right here, we had a big bounce and then it came down here. And look at how that was the area of resistance right where we opened. Oh, thank you, Asif. I believe in no free lunches, right? You got to make it happen for yourself. Don't rely on anybody else. You have to do your own work. So you can see here we have this, as long as we stay above 24, I like silver bullish to the long term. This is the weekly chart. Oh, Asif, you know what? He works really, really hard and he has helped so many people that I think that's probably going to be very, very difficult. I think it'll be difficult. I don't know if I'd like to be that busy. It'd be tough. It'd be tough. I still want to have time for my family and be able to travel and do fun things like that. That's part of the reason why I work from home. Okay, so in the short term, I'm looking at 24.40 over here, pretty much where we found that reversal point, and then also breaking above 25. So I'd watch this area. I did personally go out and buy more silver. Let's show you the reason why on the weekly, maybe monthly chart. Let's go to the monthly chart over here. So monthly chart, you see that we had this downward turn. We could have even created a bit of a wedge over here. Actually, let's take this one and get rid of this. Bye-bye. And let's get this one and get rid of this. Bye-bye. That's old news now. And if we draw a trend line over here, right? You see, aha, okay, we had this massive descending triangle, right? Right here to right here, and then it broke out, and now we've set a new resistance point. Actually, oops, undo that. I did not mean to do that. Right here. This one, I'm going to adjust. Wrap the NSX silver. Let's buy more silver. It'd make it too heavy, Nicholas. Come on, you're not thinking. Carbon fiber. You know what they make with hemp, HEMP, the ticker, they're actually changing the ticker. They're doing a reverse split, but you can make something like carbon fiber out of hemp. I think we need to create supercars made out of that. Huh. We got this idea now. Watch. Watch, we're gonna make it happen. All right, so over here, this is 26. Let's just make that 28.50 and then I can adjust it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this up here. Whoops. And put it over here. This is our new resistance that we wanna see broken. Long in hemp, me too, me too. All right, so looking at that, we've got, if we look at this now, we've got another sort of descending wedge set up. Are we going to pull back and then surge higher? Or is this a 1, 2, 3, 4 big move to 5 up to 35 or greater? The thing about silver is that it's a depleting commodity right now, that they are using it in industrial uses and they actually consume the silver, meaning that it is no longer there many times in the production process. So it's a diminishing resource, and the industrial uses have only increased because it was so affordable. So now it's likely going to have a squeeze in the market. If you go out there and you try to find silver that's below spot price, it's fairly difficult to find. And let me show you really quick. I have this calculations right here. So if you want to go out and you want to buy silver, right? So you have your amount in grams, right? So you put that, say here, and then you divide it by, or no, sorry, multiply. First multiply by, say, 0.925 if it is real silver. So say this is, we'll go 1,000 and then times 0.925. So then you actually have 925 grams of silver, and 1 troy ounce is equal to 31.1 grams. So then you take that 925, you take the grams and divide by, oops, I forgot the E, by 31.1. So we go here and we do is equal to 925 divided by 31.1. No, I don't want that as percentage. I want it as a number. Why is this a percentage? Get rid of the percentage. I just want it as a number. Sorry guys, hold on. I want it as a number. There we go. So then 925 grams is equal to 29 troy ounces. Yeah, that's it. You know what? We could be ready for a squeeze higher in a melt up in the market. So then to figure out the total value, so total value, you multiply the troy ounces by spot price, meaning the price per ounce, per troy ounce on silver. So right now, for example, go to SI, silver futures, right here, 26.40. So then we have 29 point, oops. Oh, this column is just all in. Let's see if I do it here. 29.74 times 26.4. Forgot the equal sign in front. It's worth so 925 grams is worth $785 US dollars. Now, if you are in Canada, you just take this number, right? You take that number and you multiply it by the conversion rate times, for example, times 1.28. And that would be 1,000 Canadian dollars. So know what you're getting into when you're buying your silver. That's it. All right, totally got off yeah, we'll look at VXX. I'll add that on there too. Actually, you can look at that now. And then we'll go into the list and then the rest of them. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. But there was unusual VIX option March and April. Yeah, but you know what? That's it. It could be options have options. You can hedge with options. You can also buy call options or sell call options naked. Did you call me? Right? So you can do the opposite. Let's go and look at the daily chart. And on average, you see that when we have these downward turns, look, how many days does it tend to happen? Okay, that was 7 trading days. This one, 4 trading days. This went sideways, and then from here, 6 trading days. From here, no, I started it over here. This day, right? 3 days so far. It could go up, it could go down. But on average, we have a little pop and then it just slowly comes right back down the hill. Pop and then comes back down. Pop, comes down, pop, comes down, pop, comes down. So because the market is overall bullish, and if people are going to be pouring money into the market, then we're likely going to see that this is just going to head back down to the $12 area that it used to be a long time ago, or $13. You see, it's always descending. This is a correction of 2018, descending. Hey, October 2018, again, then descending all the way to February. Pop, descending. Little tiny pop, descending. Maybe another tiny pop. And when you look at it, right, where does it tend to stop? Here. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay. So maybe we have a little bit more movement up to 1840. And then it just reverses right back around again. All right, let's go to the rest of the list. So I have Apple. Let's look at Domino's Pizza. Who's hungry for pizza? Had pizza in our house this weekend. So I like this because look at this. We had a doji day and then we reversed right there. You see that? Doji and reversal. And why are they not showing up over here? This channel totally sounds like a video game. Kind of sounds like Wreck-It Ralph. All right, 347.50. Yep, but like it looks like they're trying to hold it down from going down before 14. Well, they did that at 16.20 for a long time. That's it. And maybe the reason why they're doing that is because they want to short more shares higher. So you have to think like a really big guy. Why would you possibly be holding it there? They're either buying at 14 or they're selling, right? And knowing that the market tends to be bullish roughly 80% of the time, I would be leaning more than likely to the bullish side. Also, with every time we've had stimulus activity, the market has surged higher. We just had that vote. Maybe some people knew that that vote was coming. CLX, well, we can look at that and see. There's always money flowing, Salt Life, so I'm not sure. We'll check it out, but there's always money flowing in one direction or the other, right? So they're always making money. So Domino's looks like it also had a bit of directional reversal right here. And I, again, would watch 337.60 and 347.50. Where is my list? Over here. They might do a reverse split. Yeah, they could do a reverse split. Anything's possible. But I don't think they would do that until it starts to get down to $10. It hung out around 12 for a little while, but it could definitely happen. 337.60 and 347.50. And how many shares in Domino's? I feel like it's pretty low float, 38.5 million. So this could run pretty quickly when the buying volume comes into it. And we could easily fill this gap from 346 to 362. Okay, cool. I didn't know about that one. Let's check it out. All right, let's go to Fisker. So Fisker had earnings, skyrocketed up high, and it's really far extended. We did talk about this on Friday during the live stream. So we'd keep this on watch to see if we're able to hold $26 or break out above 28.60. That's what I'd be looking at right now. All right. You also have to think about the Fisker cars as, you know, it's a more rare car. So what is that going to mean as far as parts and service, right? We have Groupon as well. Thanks, that's it. Yeah, and if you guys like the live stream, please hit the like button. Helps the algorithm to share it so I can help more people. And if you feel so inclined to donate a cup of coffee, there's a link down below. Always love coffee as a mom of two. Helps me get ready in the morning. Helps me get them ready in the morning. Okay, so 42 and 44, they just had earnings and it popped nicely. So this could be pretty much a gap and go type scenario. We'll add OCGN. We'll check it out. 42 and 44 for Groupon. I feel like this one is also somewhat lower float. $24.3. A lot of lower floats today, just based on the charts. All right, then we go look at Caesar. Thank you, Asif. Yeah, it's pretty cool. 1 out of 10. That's a low float supercar, means that the valuation is going to increase because it is so rare. Most cars depreciate, but when you have one that is of limited resources, right? What's going to happen? Likely. I'm going to put this at 91.50 and 94 for Caesars. Earnings gapped up and go. So we're seeing that pattern on a couple different stocks. You can have alpha stocks when the stock market is crashing. They can do their own thing, kind of like GameStop and AMC and BlackBerry as well. Uh-oh, I hear some noise from my little one. Do you guys hear that? All right, E and V, potential short. So here, over here, we see that we had Earnings, oh no, the market did not like that and dropped down. So we'll keep it on watch. It had high wicks, or, you know, longer wicks. The body was fairly wide, but we closed at the bottom. So I would look for this to continue more to the downside. This is annoying. I don't know why it's so small. Okay. They've changed things on here. I like it better when that menu pops up. So $70 to the upside there. And I'd look at 62.20 for support. $50 million in the float there. Remember, when it's lower float, I personally like to use puts rather than shares. Another similar scenario, gap, oops, major gap down. Found support roughly over here at 46 from a resistance in the past. So I definitely would keep that on watch. It did sort of just flatline with strong support roughly at 47, but I would put it down 46.25 over here. Let's see, I think it's green. Oh no, 46.25. And then our resistance right here at 47.25 for that gap fill. It might come up here to 49.60. All right, 46.25 and 47.25. All right, 30 million in the float as well for FOC. Then we have VST. Another one, crazy gap down. And look at this one. This is a multi-point support. Where were we? Where did we go after that? Down to 16, then 15, 14, maybe back down to 12. But this one's not looking so pretty, right? That is not an awesome looking chart. It has 450 million in the float. Okay, we'll look at that too. All right, so for resistance, I'm going to put it at 1760 and support down over here at 1725. Everything wants to be on that 25-cent increment today, huh? Interesting. 60. And this has 450 million. All right, TA as well. Not looking pretty. This looks like a major rollover after earnings. And this has how much in support? I mean, in 12 million in the float. Hopefully somebody got on that and rocked that to the short side on Friday. So I would put this actually up here, 25.50 and 24. And 12.5 million. Final one on the short list, and then we'll start getting into swings and other potential stocks. So KAMN, another one, it looks like one of those emojis that just throws up. Wait, let's see if I can find it. This is what it looks like to me. It looks like this emoji did this. I mean, this stock did this. It just threw up on Friday. Oh, I'm sorry, I laugh, but I hope nobody got burned in it. But that's what it looks like to me. 51.60. And then down here at 48.60. I don't like what the changes they did to the colors here. Yeah, doesn't it look like that, Asif? Looks like they just puked away the valuation for the long-term stockholders. Another low float one, 27.1 million. All right, so on to TLT. Check out, let's look at these. These are all, everything else from now on is going to be on the daily chart. Let's go over here, 24-hour chart. So we had TLT, Bat Scientist, this is his favorite. Came down, we had this nice reversal pattern right here. Doji at the bottom and then bounced. So looking for this to potentially come back up. I'd like to see it test up here. Looks as if maybe we could see it test. Let's move this right here from the former high. So I'd look for 145, a test of this trend line right here. And then continuation, you know, maybe it will bounce back down and then surge higher from there. But that's a pretty intense angle. And so we've broken this trend line. I'm going to readjust it up here. Maybe our next test will be up here at 146.14. You got smoked in SOS on the news from the analyst. Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't even know what the news was, William, but I'm sorry that you got smoked. All right, PSLV. So, crazy volume this day. That was with Wall Street Bets. That was February 1st. If you see that on any silver chart, that day, the silver prices skyrocketed. Maybe a bit of what is to come. Now, we are still holding right at the 20 simple moving average. So keeping that on watch to see if we will rebound and bounce up again more right here. So we have a little bit of a recovery and maybe we're going to bounce even higher. BGI bought some Burks silver bowls and some Burks stock. So Burks many times would trade similarly to Tiffany's. However, Tiffany's was bought out by Louis Vuitton and everything. This has 4 million in the float and had a nice little correction right here. Greetings, everything's monetizable. So it's hitting that trend line. We had a nice reversal after earnings, broke out, looking for it to fill the gap up here, come back, potentially test. So looking for one of these, looking for it to come up, come back, and then shoot higher. Many times it will tend to run up. Let's see, we've got that wedge right there. If we go back in the past, look at what happened here. July 9th, shot up, pulled back. It melted away. Let's check about last March. It's weird. Looks like we should be having one right here, right? We have one here. November, it should be one in March, and then July. That's kind of strange. Maybe they didn't report because of COVID. Looks like we should have one right there to see. But that was down at 32 cents, and then it shot up to 239. So this one's slowly gaining. Again, if they have a lot of silver and gold in hand, and silver and gold go up in valuation, this has somewhat been the move with silver and gold too. This could potentially move to the upside. You're down 700 in Lockheed Martin and offset some with dividends, which was Friday. I badly would love your opinion to see if I should cut it quickly or maybe hold. Yeah, we'll check it out and see. Let's see. I forgot the ticker. Lockheed MLT. There we go. So I'm going to add it over here. I'll go down in order, right? So as you guys come, if you're brand new to watching, when you call them out, I add them to the list, and that's the order that I go through them. So we were on, we were over here. Hold on. We were BGI. Also WW. I like this one. It is testing potentially to break out. You see that right there? Had earnings. Nice Weight Watchers move. This one does tend to run as well. It has 65 million in the float, so it could squeeze just like, let's see if that hits another high. How cool would that be? How cool is that? Look at that. Do you guys, I just blows my mind. Look, resistance, resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. And now, are we going to break out from here? This was all the way up at 105. So cool, right? That you guys saw me draw it down here, and that's a pre-existing trend line for the stock. I love that. Okay, PLTR. So let's check out PLTR. It is bouncing over here. We've had higher than normal volume. We are in a bit of a descending wedge, right? Right here. No, I want a new one. Right here. So I would watch for this to break out, right? I would actually look for a breakout more about 25.20. See, that was also an area of resistance and then support. So it would need to break out above there. You've had your MLT since 2017 in company fund, letting it ride. We'll check it out and see. Right? So looking at PLTR, in my opinion, it's still bearish until it can prove otherwise, right? Our biggest volume candlesticks were right here. So if it breaks out from here, I would look for a high break above 29.80. For that confirmation, you can see that that is also pretty much a resistance area over here, and would look for that to then prove that this is going to move higher. ISUN, still an ISUN, holding on. And it does look as if it's started to curl over again. Volume, biggest volume recently was right here, which we are below. Sold off a bit more there, right here. So still it's descending volume, but we now have, you see, we've got descending volume right there, but we have a bit more of a bottom set in right here. So this had that same sort of reversal candlestick pattern from TLT. So watching to see, hey, I'm going to wait and see, does this drop below $12 to the downside? To me, it looks as if there's more potential for this to bounce. This has now set up a new low over here. We're at that apex again. Could be, Nicholas, yeah, I'm in this for the swing. I don't know how long term, but I'm in it as a swing trade for sure. I got in on this day, the 23rd of February, when it bounced. Let's see, AMD, AMC, AKBA. All right. So let's look at SPLK. So SPLK, big volume. You can see super big volume here. And now it seems to be stalling a little bit, right? It looks like it was really big until we saw this volume back here. So when we're looking at this, this is the area that I'm going to pay attention to. I'm going to pay attention to these candlesticks. All right, below 140 or above 157. That's what I'm watching. That's where the bulk of that volume happened at the bottom. If we go above 157, likely a bull move coming. It does have earnings happening. So again, I do not like to trade overnight through earnings. I like to trade up to earnings and then after earnings, but not that overnight period. Too risky. All right, let's look at snow. Snow. Same scenario, we do have earnings coming up and it's at an area, let's look at it on the weekly. So you can see there was a resistance right here. Let's do it like this. Right here and right here. It's in the middle. So it's broken down through that support area of 265. Next area could be 233 for snow. You see how this sort of set up a shoulder right here? This could be the head, and this could be a higher shoulder, sort of on an angle, right? See that? So it's like a shoulder, a head, a shoulder. So maybe it's going to drop back down below 200 if it has negative earnings. You see it also on the directional movement indicator, it's starting to show that it's about to go bearish on the weekly chart. Even this is a weekly. All right, hope that helps to answer whoever threw that out. We looked at VXX already. Let's check out Clorox. So Clorox has pulled back. You know what, this I'm not overly shocked by seeing it pull back. That's too thick. I mean, you have to realize that this probably spiked in relation to COVID. This was a COVID type trade. Everybody wanted to get in on that COVID trade, and Clorox, of course, was one of them. When did this start surging? Okay, February. As soon as we went into lockdown, 157 up to 239. I have Weight Watchers on there, yeah, to watch for sure. I would set alerts, Douglas. How I do it personally is set alerts, see what is breaking out. And if you guys do not know, I do offer my trade alerts on tickertalker.com. It always makes me laugh that somebody gives me a thumbs down. They must really hate their life, right? They can't be positive for somebody else. They take the time out of their day to come over and give me a thumbs down. Yay! Thank you for taking time out of your day to participate. That this probably happened in relation to COVID. And now that COVID is going to supposedly be gone by April, guess what? Is the demand for Clorox going to be so high? Probably not, right? The demand for Clorox really just surged in relation to COVID. Oh yeah, I know. I don't take time. I look at it just like I explained. They actually took time to come here and take time out of their day to put a thumbs down. It's funny. It's an honor for them to be thinking about me, right? Now remember, these are weekly charts. So EXK, I see that we have a bit of an ascending wedge right here. Let's make that a 2-point. So you see we have an ascending wedge. Let's pull these back to 24. And it bounced pretty much there. So looking at that, hey, this could easily surge higher. Let's watch this to break out above 620. You saw I drew it on that weekly chart. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Trust me. It's done. I'm not offended. Can't be. It used to opposable thumbs. It used to bother me. But then I quickly got over that. Oh no. Who's in OCGN saying that this looks bullish? This does not look bullish to me. ASIF. Well, it did break out. Okay, I see where you see that it broke out. I would look more for confirmation above $11. It came up, it hit the 425, and then it pulled back. However, it did curl up on the moving averages. So I would look for that next test and break and close above $11 here. All right, PAAS. So this pulled back. Yep, let's draw the trend lines. Let's move these puppies over. So you can see we tested here. Definitely sold off when it came up above. And let's adjust this one over here. Well, that's kind of cool that I did that and it all of a sudden. All right. Crazy high volume, of course, February 1st when we had the squeeze on all of the silver stocks. And it looks as if this was really in a downward channel. And then it slowly seems to have really reversed, right? You see how it was in a downward channel. Okay, little bounce above, a little squeeze. And then up here, you know what, Mr. Smith? I was talking to somebody else about that. If you look at Pfizer, they got approved. You look at Moderna, got approved. What do I expect Johnson & Johnson to do now that they have approval? Hey, Jane, it's Craig from Instagram. The Nigerian brothers are bullish on silver this year due to its short squeeze potential and suggest that it could hit 50 this year and the moon after that. You know what, Craig? I totally agree. If you have not been following me, I do have a link down below about educating yourself on how to buy silver. At the beginning of this video, I show you how to actually calculate out the price of silver if you're buying it, for example, on eBay. I just bought some silver bowls that were below market price for the silver, sterling silver bowls. At the present time, I would not waste my time buying silver plate. The sterling silver is going to be more valuable. If you're buying silverware, try to buy a set of silver, as that is going to have the most value as a use. Also, it has use value, antique value, and silver metal value. So yeah, copper too, and nickel as well for batteries. Yeah, you could also look for scrap silver. They do also sell scrap silver on eBay as well. Just, it's a little bit easier if you have something that has a stamp on it or a marking, that you're able to look at the valuation of the silver. And right now I have told friends, I will tell you guys, buy silver in my opinion, physical silver. PSLV that I have right here, this one is a physical silver trust. If you buy PSLV, you have the ability to redeem your shares for physical silver. So if the price of silver shoots up, then these shares will shoot up and you could redeem them for physical silver. Something else to remember. What happens if this $1.9 trillion stimulus bill goes into effect and all of a sudden, hey, the dollar disappears? What's going to happen to the valuation of the stock that you own? Is that going to disappear too? Are your physical assets going to be the only things that you have? So just start thinking about that. Everyone's thinking, oh, we're going to adopt digital currency, right? Is it digital dollar? Is it Bitcoin? If it's Bitcoin, what happens to stocks that are pegged to a US dollar, right? What's going to happen to the stock market if the US dollar disappears and we go to digital? It's just something that's like, hey, it's not necessarily a bad thing to be diversified in your life with potentially physical assets, homes, cars, physical cash that you have on hand, physical metals that you might have on hand, things that might appreciate in value. So just my little bit of information about longer term portfolio risk management for life. Okay. Copper pennies are worth 0.02 cents and nickels are worth 0.06 cents. There was no coin shortage, just a pickup of old coins by the government. Yes, the silver coins, the government does not have enough silver on hand really to produce all that silver. China and India are the largest, countries that have the highest demand for silver right now as well. Saw someone selling a bag of 1,400 pennies on Amazon for over $100. Do your math before you impulse buy. Yes, Mr. Smith. However, if you go into coins and you ever did any coin purchases, you can see that certain mintings of coins, certain errors that were made have higher value. So say, for example, it was the copper pennies of the Indian head copper pennies or nickels. Indian head were the nickels. It was the wheat pennies. That a certain year for wheat pennies are really spectacular. Some of them are worth $63. So yes, definitely the market Monday will be very important. If it doesn't bounce back after the two big news catalysts this weekend, then we're in trouble this week. Yeah, you know what? And Thursday could prove to be a very, very interesting day. Also, I didn't mention it yet. Wednesday, I am on a Women in Trading event. I will be posting that all over Twitter, everywhere like that. Also on Thursday night, a free webinar about the trading pit where I do teach with the other educators there as well. We're all going to throw in a little bit of tips and knowledge of some of the things that we love to watch. So come and join us. I will put the link down below in the comment section here. And also then next Tuesday after that, March 9th, I will be on with Benzinga about women in trading as well. So, okay, let's go over here. We were talking about OCGN, PAAS. Let's go to AMD. So AMD slowly looks like it might be curling over. You see that? You pull it back out on a weekly chart, and I see this too. I see we traded in this area. Right? We traded right here, and then once it broke out, hey, look at this cool math, right? 73 to roughly 86, 860, right? And then we measure from here, up here, okay, roughly 860, right? To the upside. It's the training pit, like training, right? And it's great for people that want to learn about trading around the dark pool, for those that want to learn how to trade in general. We cover lots of tips. We help people with software as well. So it's not just simply, hey, buy this stock. It's a great room that puts in all these features, even of risk management, trade management, how to capture all the potential trades that are out there with setting up alerts. So it's an amazing room. Full of caring people. Like if you guys like me, then you'll probably like the room because we all work together to help people. So we have this rectangular consolidation area and then another one up here. If we break down below the two of that, in there we do not do live trading because people are not fully trained with all the nuances of trading. And so therefore we do not. We show different trade setups to prepare you for the trading day, but it is not live trading. All right, so here I would watch this area if we go above 96.30 or below 75. If we go below 75, I would look for a 16-point drop, which would probably bring us back down to right down here, about 58. All right, AMC could squeeze. It had a nice squeeze. Wall Street Bets was on this one again. Squeezed it up. Let's get rid of this one. And right here, it could be bouncing. It has earnings coming up on the 4th, so on Thursday. So I'd watch that as well. Hey Jane, can you check out AMCX? Institutional ownership is 132%. AMCX. ER share buyback, earnings report, amazing earnings report. I don't care about earnings report. How did the market react to it? And they're having share buybacks. Okay, so this one looks like if this breaks out above 68, 69, then it could be a bigger move to the upside. You see, this is on the weekly. So I would keep that on watch to see if it breaks above 69. It did break out right here. Definitely a breakout on the downward trend on the weekly chart. However, it could pull back and bounce. So when we do this right here, this second move tends to be more of the confirmation that it's going to continue. And then once it breaks out above that most recent high. All right, and ACBA, and then Walmart, and then that's going to be it because I'm getting tired. I need a little break. Long weekend with the little ones. All right, ACBA seems to be slowly trending upwards. Had a recent high above 480. So when we look at it on our daily chart, has earnings pulled back a little bit. I see that we have the upward trend, slowly trending higher. Could be bouncing off of it right here. If it did, I would use $3 as my risk tolerance personally. And then it might be breaking out up above here, right? So would watch for that breakout above 420. LMT, I swear I put it on here. Didn't I put it on here, Salt Life? I thought I did. I swear I did. Okay, Lockheed Martin. Yeah, let's look at it on the weekly. I like that. Ooh, is that looking pretty or what? I see like a head and shoulders almost, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Yeah, if you have a wonder, pull it out further, right? Hold on, maybe it's going to 78 points. How far did we pull back here? It came back further, but that was COVID. So I would look for 78 points. 276 would be my target right there. You see a fuselage and wings. The question is, Mr. Smith, is it crashing? Is that fuselage and wings crashing? Where did it really bounce in the past? Right? It sort of went parabolic back here. June of 2012. We are below the 200s, 200 weekly, 200 exponential. If it breaks 320, I would exit and look for potential 275 to buy back. Carnival. Okay, wait. Walmart and then Carnival, and then it's done. Walmart is coming back down. Right? We have earnings. Let's see. Right here, we have this support and resistance. Really, I'm looking at the other days right here. So this was a support, and then it flipped to be resistance over here of 129.20. So I would watch that area right there, 129.20. It's super extreme and likely higher oversold than it needs to be. It's probably that the sell algorithms were on. Now you see 127.55, that 425, maybe it's going to come all the way back down here. That's where we were, and it bounced back here, back in March. So 127 might be a good area. If you trade while flying, you could actually take a viewpoint from 10,000 feet. That's true. Or 30,000 feet, because if you're in commercial airspace, right? Definitely done that flying to California. Kevin, I like so many different ones because algorithms are written off of them. And I like the 425 because someone told me to put it on and it works. So that's why I put it on. I always get that question. So that's what I'm seeing on Walmart. And I have somebody knocking at the door. So we'll do CCL really quickly, and then I'm going to run because my little one's actually calling. Okay, so CCL, hey, look, we hit that 425. Big volume at the top right here, right? Or big volume this day. If we drop below 25, sayonara. Otherwise, if we break above 28, I like it to the long side. You like D Guppy too? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. D Guppy. Dark pool, saw the big dark pool correction come in this past week. You know what? Sometimes it can be they take it lower to buy more to rip it higher and tear up the shorts, right? So they are always moving their money somewhere, and following the dark pool can help you profit. Yep, opportunity is knocking. Oh, my little daughter, who's 6, is knocking right now. So have an amazing rest of your day. If you guys want to join me for, goodness, Wednesday, Thursday, or next Tuesday the 9th, I will be posting it right there on Twitter at It's Airplane Jane. So just follow me right there, and I will be sharing it all as soon as I have that information. Got to work on those slides, take care of the kiddos as well. Have an amazing day. Carpe profit and seize those profits one trade at a time this week. And shoot me any questions if you ever have questions at jane@cjanetrade.com or put it in the comments below. Thank you guys for joining me today. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.